if you're having self-doubt, if you're having thoughts like, who am I to do this? If you have this calling inside you that you've been holding yourself back from acting on, thinking, well, maybe I'm not enough, maybe I can't change the world. If you have a personal story that's full of pain and maybe shame and suffering, you've got to listen to this episode of Her Success Radio with Vivian Glyck. This woman will snap you out of this with her story. This episode moved me so deeply, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I'm Dr. Valerie, the host of Her Success Radio, talking to you about the episode called The Women That We Can Become, Do the Next Right Thing with Vivian Glyck. Vivian is the founder of Just Like My Child Foundation. So for the past 11 years, she's been doing this thing. When people ask her what it is that she does for a living, she says, I can't believe this, but I save babies in Africa. So no small feat. Her foundation has accomplished amazing milestones, saved thousands of lives through education and providing schools, support, mentorship, micro enterprise, phenomenal accomplishments. And it all started with Vivian's personal story, and she goes very deeply into her personal story after she gave birth to her son Zach, and then her heart just broke open as a mother. She became so connected with the suffering of other children, and all these statistics and all this information kept coming her way about the suffering of children in Africa. As an example, something I learned from her, that the number one cause of death of adolescent girls in the US is suicide, and the number one cause of death of adolescent girls in Uganda is childbirth. So very acute suffering, and she was pulled to do this work. But check this out, she was living a very comfortable life in sunny California. She didn't have to do any of that. Do you ever find yourself in that place where you're like, I have this great idea, I'm thinking of this, but you know what, I don't have to do this. And you give yourself that out. So she didn't have to do any of this, but at the same time, she had to do this. And the way she explains it is that that pain that she was feeling became greater than the pleasure of the comfort. And so she went to Africa, and everybody thought that she lost her mind. And you may think that running a charity, like everybody opens the door for you and opens their wallets, right? Everybody wants to support you. But I was shocked when Vivian shared real life, day-to-day obstacles that she has to deal with. So every day is difficult. She has to overcome things to make things happen. So I asked her this question I really want to know the answer to. How come she hasn't quit? How come she hasn't quit despite all these obstacles? And here's what she said. She compared her business, her mission, with her child. And that really went in so deep in my heart when I heard that. She said, how do I give up on my own child? I just can't do it. I can never walk away and say, I'm sorry, this is just too difficult. So she says, I'm a mama lion, and every woman is a mama lion, whether or not you've awakened to that power fully or not. I'm here to protect, I'm here to take care, I'm here to do good, but don't get in my way. So if you're looking for that inspiration, tune into this episode with Vivian, and you will learn so much wisdom from her, as I've learned when I asked her what advice she would give to a woman who is starting out with her mission, with her message. She said, number one, disabuse yourself from the thought that you can't make an impact. So important. And number two, do the next right thing. And if you want to know more, she really goes deeply into her story and into what she means by the next right thing that you can hear on the episode. You can find us on iTunes, Her Success Radio, and look for the episode with Vivian. Such powerful words. God is waiting for us to do the next right thing, she said. She said, let's get this business of handling ourselves handled. All this business of handling our weight, our looks, our image, whatever we get busy with. Because God is waiting for us to do the next right thing. How does this land for you? It landed so powerfully for me. Another huge nugget, huge takeaway was about confidence. She said the second you get a girl into service, which is really what she wants to do, that stuff about that her self-esteem falls away. And I pointed out to her that most of us are waiting for that magic confidence pill, or we're doing these confidence trainings to get the confidence to act on our mission and to be in service. But what Vivian is saying is the other way around. You get a girl into service. That's what she needs. That's what she really wants. And then confidence issues are no longer issues. So don't take our word for it. Try it. So Vivian says that as a result of being in service, the chatter in her brain has stopped. Am I good enough? Am I this enough? And I mentioned in the beginning, if you have some pain, some shame, some difficulties in your personal story that maybe you're not going there fully because it's just too painful, consider how you can use this as fuel, because it's your wounds that show the way. It's your wounds that reveal your why, reveal your mission. And Vivian went right there. She shared about incredible suffering that she experienced. Her whole family, her parents being Holocaust survivors, her dad who was abusive to her mom and her being sexually abused by him till age 14, when she stood up and she spoke up and liberated not only herself but her mother. And now she's liberating these countless girls, and she wouldn't have been able to do it had she not found her voice and transmuted the energy of that pain into the energy of that passion and service. And if you're looking for inspiration and that fuel for your own mission, you will find it in this episode. I'm going to leave you with a couple of thoughts about Vivian's mission and why it is so important, and it's so easy for us to support. It is so easy. It will blow your mind. She is doing the heavy lifting. Her team on the ground is doing the heavy lifting too. And here's what she says: the difference between a girl needing to sell her body in order to generate what she needs, because it's the only asset she has, is $10 a month for her to get menstrual pads, to get to and from school, to contribute to her family, is $10 a month. So whatever your mission is, I hope you find your inspiration and your power and pick up amazing wisdom tips from Vivian from this episode. Find us on iTunes, Her Success Radio. And if you like us, please leave a review, and even more importantly, share with another woman who has this bigness in her, who has the bigness of her mission, just wanting to burst out, and she just needs support and inspiration. So let's expand the circle of awakened sisterhood. And below in this blog, you will find contact information for Vivian and opportunities to support her foundation by going to justlikeMychild.org. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are sitting on a gold mine of your own incredible mission, but you're filled with self-doubt and you're just paralyzed, and something just gets in the way of action, every week as my service, as a part of my service, I'm making 3 sessions available to 3 of my listeners. You'll need to apply here on the website. Go on my homepage, drvaleriebaker.com, and click the link that says Her Success Strategy Session. And if you're selected, I would love to support you in identifying those success blocks that get in the way and giving you my thoughts and suggestions and inspiration and support for removing them. So please apply, please show up, raise your hand and show up to your mission. And as Vivian says, do the next right thing. Here's to your success without sacrifice. Have an amazing week.